Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on the Pontiac. It's a G6. It's got the 3.5 liter on it. Just parked it in here. We're going to do the valve covers, but also the water pump. Okay, so we're going to probably break it up into two videos. We'll do the water pump and then we'll do the valve covers, because we do have to get these bypass tubes out of the way to get to the valve covers, because it is leaking. I've got some water dripping from down there underneath the car. And the only place it's probably leaking is the water pump, because I can't see it anywhere else through the weep hole. And to do the other side, we'll have to remove the alternator and accessories. But I noticed that the valve covers were leaking when I had this intake tube out of the way, and you could definitely see that there is oil leaking from around there. And so I ordered all the parts, and it was fairly inexpensive. But as we go deeper, we'll take a look and what's going to happen. But it's probably a good time to do the valve covers, because to do it I'll have to actually undo the crossover pipe here, or whatever this is for the water. These definitely have to get out of the way. I ordered some Velcro parts and a Gates water pump, so hopefully we'll have enough space to get through it. But first thing, we've got to get all this out of the way. Alright, so we had to get rid of the air box. These are held in by these T25s. I don't know what yours may be, a little different. We're going to separate the air tube. This, thank goodness, has been holding up. And then we got to get the air box out of here. So we'll flip this over, and then we'll undo the connector here, okay? Let's see if we can undo this connector. And then push, and it should come straight out. There we go. And that's free for the mass. Get rid of the air cleaner. We will remove the box. Looks like probably 10 mils here. I think that's it. Just a couple 10 mils holding it in place. Let's take a look. Using the good trusty speed wrench. So we can undo that. There we go. That's it for that. Yep. And then we can open that up. The box should come out as soon as I undo this on the line. Alright, let's undo that, and then we'll get it out of the way and work from there. Alright, I got the air box out. 3 screws, and then this little clip. I used a little pry tool, and then we can probably take a look at the water pump here. Alright, so that's the water pump on this, so we'll have to take the belt off. But again, to do the valve covers and everything, since we're here, we're going to get back there anyways, so that'll be interesting. Looks like there's a strut rod. I can get rid of this and give me a little more clearance there. This is pretty fluid. Took the bolts off to get rid of this bypass tube, and then we'll take this off that comes from the overflow and take care of that as well. But we're still going to keep taking apart a few of the parts. Like, we'll take the belt off, and then we'll get what we can do while the engine is cold. Okay, but you can tell there's definitely signs of oil leaking down there. And I believe that's where all the dripping is ending up, on the bottom of the engine slowly. So let's take care of it. Taking off the alternator. It's just a regular pull clip for this 2-pin, and then of course the battery terminal here. Let's see what size that is. That is a 13. And we're just gonna. I've already disconnected the battery, and so we gotta disconnect this and take it off, so we can get this out of the way. We still got to take the coil block off, and hopefully we can get to the back side of this one too, because there we go. Put the bolt back on. Yeah, we're gonna undo this bolt down here and the pivot bolt over there, and that should just come right off. Okay. Alright, on the back side of the alternator, hopefully you can see with this. I'm gonna get a mirror right there, but there is a bolt right there going straight up, and then there is a looks like a strap and another bolt right there. So before we can even get this one off, so there's looks like there's about 3 mounting bolts for that. So I'm gonna fight that one in the back, okay, and see what we can do. Alright, the back one here had that mounting tab, so you had to use a deep socket. There we go, just like that, okay. And then this one was just a regular 15. This is just a regular 15, but there's not a lot of room on that one side of the alternator, so just be careful. Alright, there we go. Okay, close quarters here, and then I got the front here is a 15 as well. And as you can tell, it's pretty loose now. Let's try not to damage anything. There we go. There's the other bolt. And then the alternator should come out. There we go. And that's free. Okay. There we go. And then you can tell that there's the valve cover, and that's gonna, this bracket though is in the way, so we're gonna have to try to move that bracket out of the way a little bit, I hope. And then hopefully it will want to move out of the way, but again, yeah, we'll see what we can do. But the next thing here, since I'm here, is for me to undo the coil pack here, and I'll undo this the breather. I think I can get around, so I'll undo the coil pack and get that out of the way, so we can so I can get access to that, as I still let the engine cool off before we get to that. Okay, so it looks like it's only held on by a couple bolts, so we'll just get that out of the way. So I removed the coil pack, the 4 screws, took the whole bracket. I disconnected the rear battery. They're labeled, the cables are labeled, and then I just undid these little push tabs and just set it all aside, and that gives me now full access to the rear cover. And then once I undo these, this will give me full access to the front cover. Alright, took the valve cover off, and yeah, it's definitely leaking here. It's nasty. I still got, there's a little indentation here where the intake and the head meets, but we'll get all this stuff cleaned up. We'll get some new since those are where the two pieces meet, we'll put some new sealant around it, and then we'll get it mounted back in there. And that's pretty much the same thing for the backside. Since I removed everything, I should have more room in the backside for that once we move this over. But yeah, the amount of yuckiness is ridiculous. Yeah, as you can tell by the bottom of the valve cover, it's been leaking. I'm going to clean it up in my parts cleaner, and then we're going to put it back in. Alright, got the valve cover cleaned up pretty well, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the rubber that goes in here, okay? Felpro didn't come with it. Molly and other places did, but I ordered this separately, and well, they didn't come with it. So basically you're going to have to take this off of here somehow and get that on there. That's going to be fun, but you can tell this is already cracked, so it's probably a good idea that you do that. But the key is to get the new one on over that bolt so it seals. So that's what I'm going to try to do right now. Ooh, fun. I think cutting it off is the ticket, but then getting the new one on, that's going to be a challenge. And there's 8 total, but let's see if I can do this. But let's see. Let's try to cut this off. There's got to be an easier way, but I don't know what it is. Right, no. Okay, there we go. Then we'll clean this off. Okay, there we go. Clean it off. If we have to wire wheel it, we will. That looks good. We'll clean it off with some brake clean to make sure it's completely clean. There we go. And then we'll get one of these, and we'll see if we can shove it over the other. I don't think it's going to be too difficult. Looks like it's going over pretty well. There we go. Yeah, that's not so hard. Okay. And then these are the retainers also inside here. There we go. And that holds it, the bolt and everything in place, and it should seal. I hope. But like I said, I mean, this thing has some serious leaking. I hope it works. So now to do the other ones. Basically, I just pried it out. Okay, like so, and then we're just gonna cut it. And look, this one is totally broken. And the bottom of the valve cover is where the oil leaks the worst. You know, oh yeah, this is hard and dried. So good idea that I bought these. So good call on that. You know, if you're gonna do the valve covers, you want to do the whole thing. All right, so that's it. Clean that up. Clean the inside here. And like I said, it usually leaks through the bottom here. Is where the leaks are. The bottom of the valve cover is where it's leaking from profusely. So we're gonna clean that up, and then let's get the next one on. Okay, and then just slide that over. And there we go. Make sure it's seated all the way bottom. And then push it into place, and there we go. Nice move. Okay, so let's do the other one, okay? And then we'll get it mounted back in the car. Alright, I got some, RTV in the corners, and then I got the new blue gasket in. You can tell there's a little shadow of it there, and that's pretty much it. I'm still going to remove this bypass so I can get to the back valve cover, because you know that this is in the way, I believe, because this little tab here, right here on this bracket, is actually what's in the way. So we'll see if we can get enough room there. Yeah, but this is all corroded, and we'll see what we can do. Alright, I got that the crossover finally off. There are 3 bolts here, and then there are 4 on this side, plus this bolt at the back of the alternator bracket. And now you can see I have plenty of room to get to that rear valve cover. What a pain in the butt. Gasket's cheap, whole bunch of labor. Alright, let's get that off. But again, that idler had to come off. So basically I took 2 idlers off, okay? And then don't mix it up, because these bolts are different, okay? Size length in the back. Alright, I got everything back, alternator's back, the ignition coil module's back, and everything's put back together. I just got to put the cover back on. We got the little power steering pump back mounted, and it's just like I said, it's a lot of work for just a few bucks in gaskets, but hopefully it won't melt again. You can see the nice blue here. Same thing back here. You can't really see it, but it's they're good, and hopefully they'll last, and then we won't have any leaks. I did clean down here, so if I see any more leaks in the future, then I'll know it's leaking again. But again, thank you for subscribing, thank you for watching another video, and hopefully you have a wonderful day. Take care now. Bye.